Before services begin at a property, we should start with the community scan, which is what it sounds like. You are scanning the surrounding area where residents live to see what's already there. We want to see three things. First, that you're looking for existing local amenities, services, community assets, potential partners, and other resources in the larger community before you implement your own resident services programs. This is frequently initially conducted in the pre-development phase or sometimes a bit later in the development process. However, this scan should be refreshed at least once every 6 years to account for new potential resources in the community. Conducting the community scan should help you to discover assets in your area. The scan might include an analysis for options for affordable, healthy food like food banks or a congregate meal program, or perhaps a local branch of the United Way provides free tax assistance every year. This could be included in your community scan. However, we would like to see more than just a community directory. Another element of the community scan is analyzing the quality of these institutions and partners. For example, communities often have multiple youth programs. But maybe during your analysis of vetting for quality, you discover that the Boys and Girls Club puts on a summer camp program, and that it also provides free transportation and shares some of your organizational values. From your analysis, you know that this youth program is likely a great option for your residents. Finally, a community scan must also include local data or community-level demographics. This could include census data, data from your local hospital, school data, and more. Organizations are also required to collect and review community data in their recertification application 5 years after initial certification. There are many sources of community data you can use, and here are just a few examples. Overall, the information in your community scan should demonstrate that you know what resources and assets already exist and what the gaps are so that you can best serve residents. You are not required to use a particular format for your community scan. However, we want to see that all of the required elements are included. Some organizations create their community scans using Excel, Word documents, or in other data systems or directories they use. Others may leverage outside resources like community health assessments or census reports. Some organizations collect information from community leaders and agencies. However, it's important that you make sure the external tools and data sources you leverage are regularly updated or available so that you can reference them in the future when you make updates to your community scan. Again, this document should be updated at least once every 6 years. When assessing quality of local community resources, we have seen organizations collect feedback from community leaders and agencies, as well as developing their own rubrics or scoring systems to assign a score for quality. While this is not a requirement, we strongly recommend that applicants assess the quality of resources in their community. Please see the CORES Resource Library for additional examples from other organizations, and remember that your community scan can look different from these examples as long as it addresses the required elements.